मैं आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। कोई भी कार्यक्रम आप सभी जानते हैं कि जन भारतीय परंपरा के अनुसार दीप प्रज्वलन के साथ प्रारंभ होता है। मैं आज इस समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि माननीय प्रोफेसर एस रामकृष्ण राव जी, भूतपूर्व कुलपति कृष्णा यूनिवर्सिटी, और विशिष्ट अतिथिगण हमारे बी साहू साहब और सुमित देव साहब से अनुरोध करता हूं कि जो है ना पहले दीप प्रज्वलन के साथ आज का कार्यक्रम। अब मैं महाप्रबंधक एनवायरनमेंट जयपाल रेड्डी साहब से अनुरोध करता हूं कि मुख्य अतिथि और अतिथिगणों का मंच पर ले आए। अब हम लोग अतिथियों का सम्मान करेंगे। ये हम लोग सर्वप्रथम मैं जयपाल रेड्डी साहब से अनुरोध करता हूं कि जो है ना आज के हमारे समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि श्री प्रोफेसर एस रामकृष्ण राव साहब का एक प्लांट से सम्मानित करें, स्वागत करें। These are all indoor plants which is generally used in our office. Now I request Sri R.N. Singh Saab to present sapling to Sri B. Sahu Saab. Now I request NSS Shekhar to present sapling to Sumit Dev Saab. Now I request Sri Atul Tiwari to present a sapling to Jayapal Reddy. साहु साहब से मेरा अनुरोध है कि मुख्य अतिथि को एक प्लांट से सम्मानित करें। Now I request Sumit Dev Saab also to present a sapling to our chief guest. Bouquets will be wasted, sir, but these plants will not be wasted, I believe. Vinod, plant side. Adam faces back side. the World Environment Day, the background, let me explain in it few words. In 1972, a conference, international conference on environmental issues was held in Sweden from June 5th to 16th with a goal to forge a basic common outlook on how to address the challenges of preserving and enhancing the human environment. In the same year, 15th December, in the General Assembly, they have adopted a resolution designing June 5th as World Environment Day. And from that day onwards, every year, the United Nations are celebrating this World Environment Day. And this year, the host country is China, and the theme for this year is Beat Air Pollution. As you know, air pollution is major cause for the lung diseases and chronic many diseases. So with this background, I request, no, there is a theme song now. We are going to display a theme song which is prepared by our Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. Hawa Aane De. MOF एंड CC द्वारा तैयार की गई इस थीम सॉन्ग के बाद अब मैं हमारे महाप्रबंधक श्री जयपाल रेड्डी साहब से अनुरोध करता हूं कि आज के इस समारोह के अवसर पर मुख्य अतिथि और विशिष्ट अतिथि और आप सभी का विधिवत स्वागत करते हुए एनवायरनमेंट थीम के ऊपर प्रकाश डालेंगे श्री जयपाल रेड्डी साहब।
Thank you, Srinivas. Good morning, all of you. A very happy World Environment Day. Today's chief guest, Professor S. Ramakrishna Rao, former Vice Chancellor, Krishna University, and currently the member in Expert Appraisal Committee, Ministry of Environment and Forest, and respected B. Sahu, Executive Director, PC, and respected Sumit Dev sir, Executive Director, Personnel and Administration, my dear colleagues, General Managers, Parsarathi and Balaji, and Joint General Managers, Venkateshwarlu, and RN Singh, JGM Environment, and my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you for today's function, that is World Environment Day. The World Environment Day function is organized on 5th June every year at all projects of NMDC. This year, the 5th June being holiday on account of Eid ul-Fitr. So today, on 4th June, we are celebrating this function at NMDC office and other projects also. The World Environment Day is celebrated annually on 5th June since 1973. However, declared in 1972 by United Nations General Assembly during the opening of Conference on Human Environment to raise the global awareness about declining conditions of the environment, as well as to tell people about the importance of healthy and green environment on the earth. The annual celebration depends on the particular theme of the year, which will be declared by United Nations, which focuses on implementing some new and effective plans to save the environment. This event is celebrated globally in more than 100 countries. Since this issue cannot be solved individually by one country, it is a global issue and needs to be solved globally by the involvement of all the countries worldwide. It is run by United Nations Environment Program, whereas its annual celebration is organized by different host countries, every year declared by the United Nations. The host country of the campaigning in 2019 is China, and last year India was the host country for this World Environment Day. The topic was beat plastic pollution. The theme for World Environment Day 2019 is air pollution. We can't stop breathing, but we can do something about the quality of air that we breathe. So it's coming to the air pollution. Air pollution definition is, air pollution is excessive concentration of foreign matter in the air, which adversely affects the well-being of the individuals or causes damage to property. And the main sources of air pollution are natural sources such as forest fires, pollen, volcanoes, soil expulsion, erosion, and man-made sources such as power plants, industries, vehicular emissions, garbage burning. The pollutants in the excess concentration in the air have adverse effect on human health, such as reduced lung functioning, irritation of eyes, nose, mouth, throat, asthma, attack, respiratory diseases. Approximately 7 million people worldwide die prematurely each year from air pollution, with about 4 million of these deaths occurring in Asia Pacific region. 92% of people worldwide do not breathe clean air. Air pollution costs the global economy about 300 trillion rupees every year in welfare cost. Ground level ozone pollution is expected to reduce staple crop yields by 26% by 2030. Indoor air pollution kills 4.3 million people every year. More than 40% of world population rely on open fires or traditional stoves to cook and heat their homes. The smoke that those fires produce includes heavy concentrations of carbon monoxide, particulate matter, and other toxic air pollutants. Now, since the air pollution, the theme is very connected to our NMDC operations. So I am briefly describing the sources of air pollution and what control measures we are taking at NMDC projects, what is the method of monitoring, how the levels are when comparable to Central Pollution Control Board norms, how they are reflecting. The sources of air pollutants at NMDC mining projects are drilling, blasting, excavation, haulage, crushing, screening, loading operations. These activities emit the pollutants into atmosphere, which increase pollution levels in the environment. Main pollutants emitted from NMDC mining operations are particulate matter, such as particulate matter 10 and particulate matter 2.5. Other gases pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen are emitted during fuel burning. At NMDC, air pollution control measures such as wet drilling, water sprinkling on mine haul roads, and other service roads are being practiced. At crushing plant, the dust is controlled by automated water sprinkling with compressed air. The ore is transported to screening plants and loading plants located at foothills through system of downhill conveyors which avoid generation of any dust. At screening plant, dry fog and mist fog dust separation systems and automated mist sprays at loading yard are also helping in minimizing dust generation. Recently, we have given the work order to Simfer, which has erected the dry fog dust separation system at Donimalai screening plants, and which will be later on implemented at other mining ore projects. You can see the small So this is a dry fog dust separation system we are installing at all OCSL buildings at the transfer points for controlling the generation of fugitive dust during its operations. The air pollutants can be monitored by dust samplers based on the volume, time period, and the difference in gravitational weights. The concentrations of particulate matter 10 and particulate matter 2.5 are calculated by empirical formulas. For measurement of sulfur dioxide, an improved Westgate method is adapted. For measurement of oxides of nitrogen, Jacob-Hauser modified method is adapted. So once the program is completed, you can see the outside we have displayed the instruments, the ambient air quality, fugitive dust monitoring, and stack monitoring equipments outside the hall. The ambient air quality monitoring is being carried out at all projects of NMDC during different seasons, that is summer season, post-monsoon season, and winter season. The number of ambient air quality locations monitored are 63, and fugitive dust monitoring locations are 81 at all projects of NMDC. NMDC has also installed continuous ambient air quality monitoring stations at Kirandul, Bacheli, Donimalai, and Kirandul, which shows the level of pollutants in real time, and the data is displayed on LED display boards placed at main entrance of each project. The levels of air pollutants such as particulate matter, PM10 and PM2.5 monitored during different seasons at mine area indicates that levels are within the permissible limit of Central Pollution Control Board. For particulate matter, it is 100 micrograms per cubic meter. For PM2.5, it is 60 micrograms per cubic meter. You can see in the bar graph, the pollutants are well within the limits during the different seasons. Similarly, the levels of SO2 and NOx at mine area also found to be well within the limits. The ambient air quality levels monitored at crushing plant, screening plant, loading plant at all projects also indicate that the PM10 and PM2.5 are within the prescribed limits. Due to various pollution control measures being adopted at projects, resulted in maintaining good air quality at NMDC township areas. The villages located in buffer zone of all projects did not affected by air pollution due to mining and associated activities, which is evident from the level of pollutants observed at different villages located in surrounding the mining projects. And air quality index, which is a very important index developed by Central Pollution Control Board, which encompasses the concentration of all the pollutants and give a single value which is indicative of the air quality index of that area. AQI is used to report the severity of air pollution to public. The ambient air quality of NMDC projects is compared with the ambient air quality of metro cities, and from the bar chart you can observe that the overall quality of air at projects of the NMDC and in the nearby villages is very good and satisfactory, whereas AQI recorded at Delhi and Chennai shows the AQ index is severe, which results in respiratory impact on healthy people and serious health impacts of people with lung and heart diseases. The health impacts based on AQI values is also published by Central Pollution Control Board. Next, the world's air pollution levels at all major cities can also be seen on the online. Abbas, can you run this? So here you can see the air quality index of any city on this world map. In the real time, the air quality levels are displayed. We are connecting to our pollution control board network. Otherwise, now the system is that they are displayed at our entrance of the project, but we are connecting to the CPCB server. So you can also see the level of our air pollutants in the real time in website also. Show some area. Okay, leave it afterwards so you can see it, show it. Okay. The World Environment Day is being celebrated every year at all projects of NMDC in befitting manner. At head office during World Environment Day celebration, the biodegradable shoulder bags are given to all employees. So the objective behind distribution of these bags is to discourage use of single-use plastic polythene. It is very rightly said that someone sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long time ago. With the same objective, these plants and saplings are being distributed to all employees for plantation at home and other places. Some of the initiatives undertaken by Environment Department head office are indoor plantation has been initiated to improve the air quality inside the NMDC building, and setting up a comprehensive plant care and management system is under progress, which will include placing indoor plants in each department in common corridors at each floor level, and setting up a nursery on the rooftop of this building, and establishing one organic waste converter to convert the canteen waste into manure, which can be subsequently used for our saplings. The environmental challenges cannot be addressed in a day by a person. Collective efforts and at all levels, schools, houses, municipalities, colleges, government agencies is required. So on this occasion, I request all my dear colleagues to contribute towards prevention of air pollution by undertaking the following on regular basis: conserve energy at home, at work, everywhere, choose a cleaner commute, carpool, share a ride, use public transport wherever and wherever possible, cover small distances on foot, do not burn leaves, trash and other materials, single-side used paper should not be thrown, make full use of paper before final disposal, plant trees as much as possible. Our surroundings can regain its beauty only if we women perform our duty. Treat the earth well. It was not given to you by your parents. It was loaded to you by your children. The pungent need of the hour is eco-friendly lifestyles. It is high time that we stop the blame game and take initiatives and responsibilities to conserve and preserve our nature. In the last, I would like to say that the efforts of today will pave the way for our future generations. So thank you. With this, I am concluding my address, and once again, wish you a very happy World Environment Day.
धन्यवाद जयपाल रेड्डी साहब. Now let us view a short film on air pollution, which is from National Geography Channel.
Air pollution consists of chemicals or particles in the atmosphere that pose serious health and environmental threats. But what causes air pollution, and what does it mean for our planet? Some air pollution comes from natural sources like volcanic eruptions, wildfires, or allergens. But most air pollution results from human activities such as energy use and agriculture. There are different types of human-made air pollution. When we burn fossil fuels to produce energy, they release greenhouse gases into the air. These emissions, such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases, trap heat from the sun in Earth's atmosphere, leading to a rise in global temperatures. This creates a cycle where air pollution contributes to climate change, and climate change creates higher temperatures. In turn, higher temperatures intensify some types of air pollution. For example, climate change increases smog because it forms in the presence of high heat and increased levels of ultraviolet radiation. More frequent extreme weather, such as flooding, contributes to damp conditions and therefore to a rise in mold. Warmer weather also leads to longer pollen seasons and therefore more pollen production. Smog is a type of air pollution that reduces visibility and has serious health effects. Smog can be divided into two categories: sulfurous and photochemical. Sulfurous smog is made up of chemical compounds called sulfur oxides. It occurs when burning sulfur-bearing fossil fuels such as coal. Photochemical smog, also called ground-level ozone, is a result of the reaction between sunlight, nitrogen oxides, and volatile organic compounds. Nitrogen oxides come from car exhaust, coal power plants, and factory emissions. Volatile organic compounds are released from gasoline, paints, and many cleaning solvents. Smog not only creates a brown haze that reduces visibility, but also harms plants, irritates the eyes, and causes respiratory distress. Another category of air pollution is toxic pollutants. These are chemicals such as mercury, lead, dioxins, and benzene that are released during gas or coal combustion, waste incineration, or burning of gasoline. In addition to adverse environmental effects, toxic air pollution can cause serious health problems such as cancer, reproductive complications, and birth defects. While air pollution has many consequences for our planet, there are solutions. We can limit toxic pollutants, smog, and greenhouse gases by decreasing the use of fossil fuels, such as in transportation, manufacturing, and electricity generation. Reducing air pollution not only contributes to a cleaner environment and better human health, but can also slow the rate of global warming.
This year, CC department has arranged a live link. This program can be viewed in all our projects also at the same time. कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं आदरणीय सुमित देव साहब, अधिशासी निदेशक कार्मिक और प्रशासन से अनुरोध करता हूं कि आज के इस शुभ अवसर पर संबोधित करें। श्री सुमित देव साहब।
Good morning, everyone. Our honored guest, Ramkrishna ji, Sahu Saab, Jaipal, thank you for inviting me. Now, I was just wondering, why do we have to actually celebrate this World Environmental Day, or why do we have to speak so much about it, or on this particular occasion? So the point over here is actually, now unless we speak about it, talk about it, we spread awareness about the pollution or the things which are happening. I mean, if you look at it, it's not, I mean, when you talk of air pollution, normally what comes to our mind is Delhi. So everybody thinks that it's only happening in Delhi, or probably it's happening in Gurugram. By the way, I'll just tell you, 7 of the most polluted cities in India in the world are in India. And Gurgaon is supposed to be the most polluted city in India in terms of air pollution. So these are things which actually you need to be aware of. I mean, as a national miner, I mean, we are, as you are all aware, mining and pollution are more or less in the same this one. So we need to be talking about it, and it is incumbent on us to be spreading the word about pollution. We need to do more about it. Jaipal has already showed you what he has been, what we are doing, and in fact we need to, for us to spread word about and talk about it is very important. Now just going through this, how does World Health Organization define air pollution? It is the presence of air of substances put there by acts of men in concentration sufficient to interfere with the comfort, safety, or health of man. So what is more important, you see, it is put there by our initiative. I mean, we have put something in the air which is actually polluting or is harming us. So to that extent, we need to be more conscious about it. We need to take action, whatever needs to be done to prevent this pollution happening. The presence of contaminants in the atmosphere is considered to be in sufficient quantity and deviation to cause them to be injurious to human health, animal and plant life, and reduce welfare in general. So in fact, for us and for the next generation to come, we need to be more aware. We need to ensure that we put less of dirt or muck, whatever we are doing, into the atmosphere. Now there's another statistics which I was reading. 1.2 million people in this country, I mean, this is not a small, 1.2 million people die of air pollution or associated issues in this country. So there's another statistics which I'll just tell you. If we just meet the WHO whatever PM 2.5 or PM 10 which you was talking about, if we do just reduce it by 20 to 30%, the life expectancy in this country will increase by almost 4.7 years. So these are things, I mean, these are just not mere statistics. In fact, if you look at the GDP level, the air pollution or the associated negative aspects of it contribute almost 3%. I mean, you'll reduce the GDP increases by 3% if you take care of these issues. So that's a huge number. I mean, we don't take it so seriously, but these are things which are staring us in the face presently. If you look at, all of us have mobile phones. If you just look at the weather condition in Hyderabad, it will tell you that today the air quality is unhealthy. So, I mean, we just don't take too much of cognizance of these issues, but these are things which really matter, and we need to be more serious about it. I know Jaipal has organized this meeting, and we should be taking much more things more seriously. With this, I like to thank Jaipal and the effort he has taken, and we would like to listen to Ramakrishna ji on his whatever he has need to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sumit sir. Now let us view one more short film on cause and effect of climate change from National Geography Channel.
Human activities, from pollution to overpopulation, are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, let the sun's light in, but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass walls of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities, like the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than 1/3 since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets, such as Greenland and Antarctica, are melting. The extra water that was once held in glaciers causes sea levels to rise and spills out of the oceans, flooding coastal regions. Warmer temperatures also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms, floods, and heavy snowfall, but also longer and more frequent droughts. These changes in weather pose challenges. Growing crops becomes more difficult. The areas where plants and animals can live shift, and water supplies are diminished. In addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. This is because smog contains ozone particles, which increase rapidly at higher temperatures. Exposure to higher levels of smog can cause health problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. While the rapid rate of climate change is caused by humans, humans are also the ones who can combat it. If we work to replace fossil fuels with renewable energy sources like solar and wind, which don't produce greenhouse gas emissions, we might still be able to prevent some of the worst effects of climate change.
वन एवं पर्यावरण मंत्रालय से हमें एक प्रतिज्ञा जो सभी कर्मचारियों से दिलवाना है को प्राप्त हुआ है। मैं आज के इस अवसर पर श्री बी साहू साहब EDPC से मैं अनुरोध करता हूं कि प्रतिज्ञा दिलवाएंगे पर्यावरण दिवस के अवसर पर। साहब पढ़ेंगे और उसके बाद में उसको हम दोहराएंगे।
Good morning to all. On this auspicious occasion of World Environment Day, I will read out the pledge in Hindi and I request all to reiterate. विश्व पर्यावरण दिवस के अवसर पर मैं प्रतिज्ञा करता हूँ कि पर्यावरण को स्वच्छ रखने के लिए हर संभव कदम उठाऊंगा। मैं यह प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि जब भी और जहां भी संभव होगा मैं एक पेड़ लगाऊंगा। घर और कार्यालय में ऊर्जा का संरक्षण करूंगा और सार्वजनिक परिवहन का उपयोग करूंगा। मैं अपने परिवार के सदस्यों, मित्रों और कार्यस्थल पर सहयोगियों को इसके लिए प्रोत्साहित करूंगा। मैं प्रोत्साहित करेंगे। मैं सत्यनिष्ठा में से प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि मैं वायु प्रदूषण के प्रतिकूल प्रभावों से पौधों, पशुओं और मानव जाति को संरक्षित करके सांस लेने योग्य वायु की गुणवत्ता में सुधार करने के लिए हर संभव कदम उठाऊंगा। मैं प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि मैं ऐसे बदलाव लाने का हर संभव प्रयास करूंगा जो मैं स्वयं देखना चाहता हूं। जय हिंद। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर। सॉरी सर, ये प्लेट जो है हमारे इंटरनल है, ये जो हमारे पर्यावरण विभाग द्वारा बनाया गया है और ये सभी परियोजनाओं में भी इसी समय में यहाँ पे प्रतिज्ञा ले रहे हमारे कर्मचारी। दिस इज मेड बाय आवर ओन पीपल। नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट our guest of honor Shri B Sahu Saab, EDPC, to say a few words on this occasion. Shri B Sahu Saab.
Today's chief guest, most respected Shri S. Ramakrishna Rao sir, Vice Chancellor of Krishna University and member of Expert Appraisal Committee, MOF and CC New Delhi, Shri Sumit Dev Sahab, ED, E&PA, Shri Jayapal Reddy Sahab, General Manager, Environment, all my colleagues, respected ladies and gentlemen. This is really a great opportunity for all of us to be gathered here and celebrate this World Environment Day. We all know very well that air is getting polluted day by day, but being the true citizen of India, somewhere still we are lacking to prevent the air pollution. NMDC, being the corporate minor to nation, we are taking a lot of care as presented by Jayapal Reddy Sahab and his team. Beautiful films are presented and so many statistics and data were also presented. But finally, the end result is still we have to improve we are not able to control the air pollution. If you take the statistics of 10 years before and compare with the statistics of 5 years before and now, great changes is taking place. And I am sure with this rate of pollution, if it will continue, so may after 30, 40 years, our next generation will face severe challenges in respect to the health as well as environment. So this is the time we have to be more careful, more cautious, and more proactive for preventing the air pollution, water pollution, and degradation of land, and in toto for preserving the natural resources. We are doing a lot of job in our projects for preventing the air pollution, for preventing the environmental pollution in mines. But one thing it touched to my mind that the surrounding mines of NMDC, they are not taking proper care. I will request Ramakrishna Rao sir, because he is an active member of ESC. From NMDC behalf, I propose that the small leases who are say having area of less than 50 hectare, they should be immediately either stopped or stringent control over their operation may be made to reduce the air pollution. Because when I was in Donimala, I have seen around in the year 2008-9, around 115 mines were in operation, out of which NMDC was having only 2 mines, rest are and some MML was having another 2 to 3 mines. So except these 5, all others are private mines, and all the respective area of the private lessee are within maximum 80 to 100 hectares. And being the small player, it is very difficult for them to control the effective measures for reducing the pollution, maybe air or water, or maybe whole environment. It is practically not possible for the small miners. So my request to Ramakrishna Sahib, that please discuss this suggestion for while awarding or while issuing this environmental clearance to the small lessee, either strict control measures should be issued to them, or EC may not be issued to them. This is my suggestion, because the small players are really dangerous. And day by day, the whole country is facing the problem of deforestation. It is fact we are not able to control the deforestation. Every day, a lot of measures are coming, but at the year end, the quantum of cutting of trees is increasing day by day. It is the main reason. What if you look deeply, the main reason comes to be the uncontrolled population in India. In many states, it is seen that forest area have been occupied by the civilians for either for their livelihood, maybe for farming, or maybe for some industry, or maybe for some other purpose. The forest area, I think around 6 to 7% of the whole forest area has been unauthorizedly occupied by the civilians, which needs to be protected. As a result, at least the forest, that is jungle, can be saved to some extent. So, being in NMDC, being the corporate miner of India, it is our duty to take necessary step for preserving the environment, maybe air or water. But in my opinion, which is practically possible, it is the only, I will suggest only 2 things. Number 1, we have to do massive plantation. The earlier thinking of 1:5. If we cut 1 tree, we will plant 5. That should be revised to at least 1:10. And number 2, this is the upgradation of technology, which will reduce less smoke, less dust, less noise, and less vibration to human body. So these two things will definitely help us. We are taking a lot of measures in our iron ore projects and diamond projects for preservation of this uh, natural natural resources, but still improvement is required, and we have to be more careful while cutting the tree. And at the same time, sometimes we are giving money directly to the forest department for afforestation, but we are lacking in making follow-up or taking feedback whether the money has been really utilized for plantation or not. So I will request Japal Sahib to give some thought on this issue. Whatever money we are giving to forest department, whether really it is utilized for afforestation or not. With these few words, again, I wish all of you present here a happy World Environment Day and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahasab. We are very lucky enough to have our chief guest, such a eminent personality, who is not only academician, also an environmentalist. Professor Ramakrishna Rao is a doctorate from Andhra University and retired professor from Environmental Engineering Division, Department of Civil Engineering, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, and former Vice Chancellor, Krishna University. Presently member, Environmental Appraisal Committee, Non-Coal Mines, MOF and CC. Member, High Power Committee, Solid Waste Management for Andhra Pradesh Government. Member, Technical Committee, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams. Apart from this, he is associated with so many consultancy projects with Geetham University, Andhra University, and so many institutions directly related with the environmental protection. He has so many diplomas in various languages like applied statistics, French, German, Russian, also in environmental advanced diplomas. Very thorough knowledge about the environmental protection. He has visited so many countries with his vast experience: Canada, USA, Nepal, Bhutan, Italy, Malaysia, etc. Presently, he is working with a current a project on environment development of air pollution assessment model and pollutant apportionment study for Visakhapatnam. We are funding it to the tune of around 1.2 crores, funded by HPCL, Bangalore, and he is also a recipient of a national award for his contribution from a Capital Foundation National Award. We are very lucky enough, sir. On behalf of NMDC family, I extend a warm welcome and I request you to guide us on this occasion, World Environment Day. Thank you, sir.
नमस्कार आप सबको यहाँ मिलने से मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रहा है कि वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे का मेरा हिंदी बहुत अच्छा नहीं रहता इसलिए शिफ्ट टू इंग्लिश डोंट माइंड गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू टुडे is the World Environment Day and this we are actually celebrating since 1981 in the university and Andhra University, though it is 1972 onwards, but from 1981 onwards continuously without any disruption we were actually conducting. Tomorrow is a World Environment Day walkathon, and several programs are there tomorrow. That's the reason I also requested that I would be able to come today or 4th. But anyway, it is also suited to you because 5th is the holiday as far as your office is concerned. Respected sirs, he has pointed out, Sahu Sahab was pointing out whether the plantation has been taken up, though we pay a lot. Sir, my time is just cautioned me because as a professor we'll be going on speaking and talking. But I know you had a very good sum up of what is this air pollution and all through your presentations, and also the National Geographic presentations. You have a small gist of what is the importance of today. But as the plantation, I was just thinking about, once I was in the Ministry of Environment and Forest as Joint Director, so I was given an area of northeastern and eastern regions. I was trying to check up whether the money given to the Forest Department was planted or not. So I was visiting Itanagar, and the Forest Department has come, and as your ministry person comes, people will be alert. And he has, I said, okay, this is the project, 25 lakhs, that time, 1990, I'm talking to you, in the year 1990, when Rajamani was the secretary for environment. So I told him, where is this 25 lakhs spent and all? Okay, he drove me from Itanagar to another 20-25 kilometers on hill terrain, I don't know the area. Then he stopped at a summit of a hill. He said, where is the plantation? He said, sir, the plantation is on the other hill. You just want to see, you write down that the plantation is done on the other hill. I said, what is this? I had to go and inspect the area. No, he said, if you want to go, it will take 2 more days. You have to go by walk. There is no road facility, or vehicles cannot go. So you have to walk 2 days and reach the place. That is the kind of situation which we say, and thanks to Sahu who has just reminded me of this checking of plantation. Then coming to the miners, these small miners and all, we'll be actually looking at the things more than 100 hectares, as you know. And the small miners is the prerogative of the state. They will be giving under SCAC, State Expert Appraisal Company, and they will be monitoring. But now there is a importance of these things also. So cluster, they are doing it in a cluster, and they are also seeing whether the environmental conditions are followed or not. There are 100 and something like that conditions. One important aspect which I just like to mention before I start, can you just hear me at the last pages? Or I have to switch off. Yeah, it is switch on. Hello? 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 I think it's not working. Anyway, my voice, if it is audible, it's all right. So, the important aspect of the conditions, nowadays what we are doing is we are getting that KML file, probably Jaypal Reddy must be knowing, the KML file which speaks about the conditions that are existing in your site. Without going to the site, we will be able to monitor. But all said and done, we will be seeing whether there are stationary things are done or not. Okay, you can give me any hand micro. So, please reduce that, because noise pollution is also another pollution along with this air pollution. So if you can hear me, I can just cut off the mic. The important aspect of, I just wanted to caution all the people, government people, and whoever is doing this mining, strictly we are seeing this committee. Earlier committee also I was member, but we are not that, strict with the PSUs and government agencies. But this time, the chairman and other people are also from government. Many of the people are from government institutes. They want that the conditions are followed in spirit and also in truth. First thing is whether you have developed that green belt or not. The condition which is laid speaks, but people say that miners, many of these mining agencies, they say that it is impossible because rocky and other types of formations are there. It is not possible. And we could not do that. because you are mining for the last 20, 25 years or 40 years. There are some mines which have started in 1994, but they have not planted even a single thing. So very strictly, whether you have planted the plantation properly or not is the question. We are looking at that, because once the green belt is there, at least 20 to 25% of the dust, the fugitive dust that is generated, or the dust generated, can be absorbed by these leaves, and it can reduce the flying of this type of pollutants into the atmosphere or into the surrounding areas, where sometimes there may be a river flowing, there may be a zoo or something like that, or there might be a conservation area. So most of the times we are looking at these type of conditions, whether you have implemented or not. So kindly see that, sir, Jairam Reddy garu. And now I will shift out to this particular day's importance and other things. I know why we should do this. Normally, why this environmental day? Today, one day on 5th June, actually 5th June is the World Environment Day. We are doing one day, we will be thinking about this. I know, I'm sure, pretty sure, that tomorrow onwards, you will not think about this. This is happening for the last, I am telling you, from 1981, I am going on speaking and telling the people, but some people, at least 10% of you, come down to the level and think that this day is so important because we are part of it. Normally tell me, I just have some questions. I know many of you are very well aware of this fact. But do you know about your own body? How many times you breathe in a day? Tell me. How many times you breathe in a day? Any youngsters are there? Because simple thing, every day we do it. We cannot survive without breathing it. But still we don't know how many times we breathe. We breathe around 23,000 times in a day of 24 hours. Imagine how important is air to you all, or to us all. So air has got certain important thing, and I just want to know how many of you have seen a presentation made by Dr. or Professor Abdul Kalam ji. You should have it. I have it, but I will show at the end of it. Because what is going to happen in the years to come, future years to come? In 2070, what could be the condition? Probably these are all estimates, but still we cannot escape. I know we may not live, some of you may not be living, but there are some people, youngsters, your own sons, your kith and kin, may be surviving in 2070, where the air itself will be costly, and there will be ventilating zones. The air will be cleaned and supplied to you, and you have to pay for it. You have to go to that area and breathe. This is the expected things that are going to come in the future. But what are we doing now? We are generating these type of pollutants, leaving into the atmosphere, making it much more difficult. And one more important aspect which should all remember or think of it. I think first slide, can you just think of it is, you can just see what is the greatness of our body. If you just think how long the blood vessels, if you attach, will measure to. It will be around 1,50,000 kilometers that every person will be having in your body. That's the importance of it. That means you can go 3 times around the world. But we don't take care of our body. We don't think of our body. And around 200 liters of blood will be filtered through your kidneys, so that anything which is not suitable to your body will be sent out. And we just take coffee, tea, other types of things without water. Water, 70% of our body is made up of water. You drink water as much as you can, so that you will be flushing out. But Simple things will not follow. Simple things, if you follow, we strain our body with different types of things, different food habits. So kindly give some thought to these type of things, simple things, what you do every day, so that you will be benefited. Not only you will be benefited, your family will be benefited. For instance, smoking. I know I also smoked long back, but given up. Why can't we give up? Because this type of smoking is very easy. We think that we get rejuvenated or rather will be active if you smoke. But that is wrong. Because not only you will be also causing some damage to your kith and kin who are around you, where the passive smoking is more carcinogenic than any of these things. So kindly remember these things. When you eat food, when you eat or drink or breathe, you should take consideration of these things because you are living in an environment. I know the environment in which you are living, we may think that by just closing the doors, by just having the ACs, we are safe. But indoor pollution, you might have seen some presentation on indoor pollution, which speaks about that this air, where from it is coming? It is coming. It is only being cooled and sent to you. And nowadays we have the 4 or 5, categories of air, your air conditioners, which can filter sometimes bacteria also, but not virus. So some of these types of things are coming, technologies are coming to give you safe environment. But all said and done, we are not taking cognizance of the particular surrounding environment in which we are living. Kindly see that from next time onwards, you believe or you do these things. Personally, you have to take interest. And until you take interest, your family also will not follow. Your kith and kin or children will also follow. And as already suggested by some of the suggestions, that you have to take a walk, small walk, don't use the car. I know 2 professors who came to Vijayawada. I said, okay, they are coming at this almost 5-10 minutes difference of landing. I said, kindly see that both of you can use one car because I am sending from Machilipatnam to Vijayawada airport. The professors got annoyed. He said, what is this? Can't you send 2 cars to us? I said, see, this is conservation. I want to just use that. No, if not, I will hire the car and come. You pay. See, attitudes we have to change. We have the ego. Egos, if you start building up, they are going to cause damage to the environment, surrounding environment. And I always tell my students also, do not waste food. Because you may think that the food or biscuit that is manufactured here, or you have in front of you, okay, if I leave it, what happens? Somebody may eat or something may happen. But just think how much of energy it has gone into, what are the resources it has gone into, how much of effort was made by a person in the hours, in the man hours, whatever you call. And that has come to in front of your food, and normally the resources which are used are being wasted here. Just think of it. If you just want to use 1 kg of rice, that is equivalent to 2000 liters of water. That means if I am wasting 1 morsel of food, today rice, that means 500 or 250 ml of water I am wasting. If I am eating today 1 kg of meat, it is equivalent to 25,000 liters of water. If I am using car, as I said, one person, 1 tree is not equivalent. If I am using car, is equivalent to in 10 years, whatever oxygen it is using, it is equivalent to survival of 1 person for 25 years. For 25 years, that whatever oxygen is produced, it will be used by a car. You have to plant minimum 60 plants if you are possessing or owning a car. Are we doing that? No. I'm sure. Some of you may be doing plantation or something like that, but never. I might have done some 10 or 15 plantations somewhere else, but it is not enough. If I am possessing a car. So kindly see that these are equivalences, and somebody has shown that pool car. Of course, nowadays that is a very good attitude by the most of you professionals, most of you who are using that. But let me just tell you that if you are committed to the environment, definitely from today onwards, you have to start doing certain things which are sustainable practices in future. There will be sustainable practices. You know, whatever we are doing, as I told you, we are doing it for our own sake. And if you start following small things, you will be able to, once again, I know you cannot restore the damaged environment because they are all interlinked, and you can only repair to a certain extent. Probably you might have heard about the various types of disasters that have taken place as far as the environment, and mostly with respect to the air pollution. One of the greatest disasters that occurred in India, can you just name one? Yes, very good, sir. I think I should share one chocolate with you. Bhopal gas tragedy. You know why 20,000 people died? Maybe it is reported only 2,000 people or 10,000 people. More than 20,000 people died. Can you just name the reason? What is the gas? Methyl isocyanate. It's hydrophilic in nature. So all these things we know. Why so many people died? See, it has come into the atmosphere. Inhaling that, right? Why you should go and inhale? People have thronged to see that area. Some damage has occurred, some accident has occurred. Normally what we will do, everybody will be going there and flock there. You don't know that it is a killer type of gas. Okay, when these type of gases are released into the atmosphere, if you are going there, what's going to happen? You are going to breathe in. And we have the liquid in our lungs, and the gas is hydrophilic in nature, and the lungs are, this gas absorbs the water that is present in your lung. So what happens? Lung will become brittle. Lung will become brittle, and it will not function as it functions normally, because exchange of oxygen and other things. I know. Anyone who can guess how much of oxygen is required for your body to maintain every day? Anyone? How much of oxygen is required for your maintenance of or sustainability of your body? You require 16 kgs of oxygen every day. Every day 16 kgs of oxygen is required. Unless until you have that much of oxygen, your brain will not function. Automatically, it will be having a dent on your activities. Sometimes we say that headache. It is because you are unable to take that much of oxygen. Tomorrow, 2030 onwards, maybe, you have to use the kiosks of oxygen. Oxygen kiosks are going to come. Already Delhi has got certain kiosks. You have to pay, sit there for a while. And in Japan, already the policemen who are actually in the streets, they go for a 10 minutes breathing into the oxygen kiosks, then take the oxygen and come out for further functioning on the roads. So the situations are going to change in the future because of the already pollutants that are going to come and stay there. Normally, winter is the worst season, we say, because the pollutants, whichever are being released into the atmosphere, will be combining with the water or humidity. They will be, aerosols will be forming, and they will become heavy. They will not be dispersed properly. And that's the reason we will be having certain breathing type of, what you call, diseases, asthma and all, very prevalent during the winter seasons. But summer is also very worst, because in summer, the particles travel a long distances because of the breeze that comes, and mostly in the coastal areas where the breeze will carry the bacteria and viruses also. Most of these diseases are prevalent during the summer. So you should be very careful in these two seasons. Of course, winter is the rainy season is the one where it suppresses the dust. Most of the time, your mineral areas are, areas where you mine, very happy during the rainy season. Perhaps they may not be able to work more, but the dust will not be there. May I have the next? I think I'm losing my time. Okay, these things you can skip. Already everybody knows about it, but I have only one definition. These are all very, very big definitions. I'll say that any extraneous matter that enters the environment causes the ecological imbalance is called air pollution. These are all very big definitions, but one definition which is very popular, very common is which disturbs the ecological balance. Ecological balance. So pollutant is the one which disturbs the balance that is existing, whether it is carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, or SO2, or whatever it is. You are releasing with different types of what you call. Okay, next. You just see that. This is in Vizag. I don't know how many of you hail from Vizag, also come from Vizag. When we have started fighting against it, the local MLAs, they thought that it should be constructed there only because land is available. It's a iron ore which is being sent. You can see that. I know pointer is. Anyway, you can see that this is the conveyor belt. That is the conveyor belt. And since they have constructed flats which are in level with the conveyor belt, the conveyor belt will release now and then at least some ton of dust. And when we said that this was, no, Professor Sir, आप चुप रहिए. ये हमारा पास ये है, they are demanding, we are constructing. Because they don't want to move from that area. When, now the people are suffering. Who is going to, think about those people? Of course. Nowadays, earlier only 3 hospitals were there in Vizag, very prominent hospitals. Now there are 350 hospitals catering to the needs of the people. Not only from Vizag, from other areas like Orissa and other people. What for? Why it is increased? Are you going to, cause the damage and repair it? Or you are going to stop the damage nip the bud in the beginning itself? Our system is, you cause the damage, if there is some problem, I will try to provide some facilities to them. Once I was just doing some projects with the Hindustan shipyard. Most of the time, they will be using the, welding. Ship hulls. They will be welding. And I saw that people are just in the smoke because they will be welding continuously. It's a closed system. So we suggested a system where the flushing will be done through the aerators, and the air will go away, and we have given the full system after studying. Then a whole association of people came to the university. They said, sir, you have just given some solution. We don't want the solution. We want 2 liters of milk, we want 4 liters of oil in a week, and we want this workers' demands. We don't want the solution to be solved. Where are we leading to? Are we providing certain things for them to comfort? Or are we seeing that whoever works will be healthy in that area? So occupational health hazards are also very, very, without your knowledge. Somebody has given me that some slide that I think air pollution is the worst pollution or something like that. But we have, after bacterial infections and bacterial pollutions, the noise pollution is the worst. Without your knowledge,
without your concern, the noise will be causing a lot of damage, including some physiological changes, psychological changes. You understand? And cancer is the one, as all of you know, that everybody, even myself, has got certain cancer genes called oncogenes. All these things, the information may be available to you. But oncogenes will trigger only in some people who are continuously exposed period, then concentration. And these type of air pollutants require a continuous exposure and also the type of concentration and the area in which you are living for longer period. So some of these things you have to take into aspect even when you are staying in certain areas. You know, Delhi, people say that now it is very polluted because the particulate matter is the causative one. 2.5 microns and 10 microns. Why you are dividing that is our body, our nostrils can stop, can hinder the entrance of 5 micron level size. But 2.5, if it is existing in your surrounding environment, your nostrils or the nostril hair cannot stop it. It has to go into the system which is closed. You know, lungs are closed systems, as you know. So once this type of materials go into the system, lungs, alveoli are the small spaces into which it will be getting absorbed or attached to that, and your exchange of oxygen will not be as desired. Exchange of oxygen will reduce. Immediately you will be getting, you know, fatigue, you may get emphysema, some of the diseases, or you may get, if you are taking the silicosis or carbon black lungs, different types of diseases are there depending upon the type of exposure you had. So soil and other things, silica, if you are exposed, silicosis is the disease. Because these particles cannot come out of it, come out of your body. They will be getting attached to those alveoli, and also some of the chemicals can damage the tissue, and oxygen cannot be transferred to your blood because they will be hindering or stopping in that area. May I have the next slide, sorry, I think. So I'm just deviating from whatever slides are there. You can just go immediately. Okay, these things already you have seen. Next. Okay, these are some of the chemicals. Without your knowledge, you will be there. You know, for instance, methane, which is if you are nearby sewage treatment plant or something like that, actually they have to construct 500 meters away from the residential areas. But nowadays, sewage treatment plants and other things are coming into the residential areas. Even hospitals, mind you, hospitals are within the residential areas. Earlier, they used to be outside. But are they no, my mother, when she was admitted in the hospital, she was very strong. But within 2 days, they poisoned her and she was killed. Because, you know, you don't know. The hospitals have to be, time to time, they have to be, you know, treated properly so that whatever type of organisms that are there, they will be eliminated. That's a given standards are there, microbial standards in the hospitals. But nobody does it. She got more and more type of what you call ailments, and she could not survive. That is the, you know, things that are going in our own vicinity, but we don't react. Earlier, actually, these hospitals waste also are mixed with the municipal solid waste. But now there is hazardous waste management rules have come. Rules are there, but who is going to follow? Who is going to monitor? The people are not, you know, raising up to your like this type of occasions. Because probably we are all not dormant with the knowledge, but definitely where apathy is there. Why XYZ will be doing, or the collector will take care, or the municipal commissioner will take care. Why should we involve? Because that is their duty, not my duty. But one thing you should all remember is you are living in that particular environment where the things are coming, and you are daily, you are a victim to those type of things. So I'm not, you know, scaring you. I'm not trying to, what you call, rebel, to talk like rebel, but still you have to fight for your right of living, where these type of things have to be taken up in the vicinity of your own area where you are living. Yes, please. Next. Okay, particulate, but yeah, I think how much time I have? No, as you please. They may be hungry. You see, I know that the teacher can tell up to 20 minutes. Everything goes. Later on, it goes up. Nobody will be interested. I know so many people have come because of the force by Jairam Reddy Garu, or to learn or to know. There is a divide between that. Because it is compulsory, you should attend. Somebody, Ramakrishna Rao is coming or XYZ is coming, you are here. But with interest you have to come. With commitment you have to grow. With a lot of enthusiasm you have to attend. Because somebody will be giving some information, X will give some information, Y will be giving another information. You should be able to understand and capitalize that particular thing. Yes, next, I think we'll, you can see the industries, different types of industries, how they foul the air. But where are we? Steel plant is the worst one. NTPC, or this type of thermal power plants. My dear friends, let me just tell you that Vizag is the place where you name any type of industry that is there. And I'll show you. I have taken up a project. I'll show you, which cannot be shared because still the the report is in the final stages. Where we have just found out that there are so many eco-sensitive zones. That means industries, 8 to 9 industries are releasing their fumes and particles, and that's all coming towards the residential areas, because the wind direction, wind velocities are also the reasons for that. That from southwest to northeast, 9 months the wind will come, and almost all the industries earlier, the siting criteria was not followed, and everything is on the southwest side. And we have the sea on the other side and hills on the other side. This is just like a bowl. And concentration of pollutants are increasing day by day. But still people are living. That's the reason now the Tata has established cancer hospital with 700 beds. He demand, because of the demand. Next, please. Okay, you can just see the nitrogen and oxygen are the maximum type of gases, but the rest of the gases are less, but we are increasing that concentration. Even carbon dioxide, as you know, it has gone to 380, 360. Now they want to bring out to 280 or something like that, but we're not successful. So, next. Yeah. And it is increasing. 370 is the carbon dioxide level that has increased. What is that carbon dioxide? Why we should be aware of it? Anyone? Global warming. That's a phenomena. But what is happening in your blood? Carbon dioxide goes into your blood, carboxy, hemoglobin is damaged there. First of all, we should know about it. So carbon dioxide level, when you are just breathing in carbon monoxide, it will go into your blood and tarnish it, and it will not allow the function of your blood supplying energy to the various tissues. Yes, please. Next. Yes, I think you can. Next. Some interesting things, if you are there, I will just. Yeah, okay. Already he has described what are the various levels, good, moderate, and all. Next. Yeah. Now you see, general health effects. See, if it is crossing more than 200, then the people who are vulnerable are kids, are less than 8 years or 10 years, and more than 50 years onwards. They will be vulnerable because the tissues are completely going beyond the control after 50s, and 8 or 10 years is the growing stage. So absorption will be more in that, and they will be vulnerable for this type of diseases. Next, please. Next. I think I will cut short. Okay. 16, okay, I already spoke about it. Yeah. Okay, now, what are these type of pollutants which will cause the human health? Are nature of pollutants, concentration of pollutants, duration of exposure, health of the receptor, age of the receptor. So, Don't think that, 60 years and above myself, I can walk into carbon dioxide chamber, because I am vulnerable for that. And the time of exposure, if you are exposed for more than 1 hour or 2 hours, anything you want to go away, you can leave if you are busy. Sir, no, both of you. If you are busy, you can leave, no problem. Yes, age of the receptor. Now, age of the receptor is the very, very important criteria. Because the person who is getting this type of concentration time to time, because workers will be there, and mostly some of the young workers may be inducted, but later on the workers will be there for standing for 20 years, 15 years. So there you have to change the area of work time to time depending on their health conditions. That's from your industry side. Next. So how we can detect that these type of air pollutants are causing eye irritation? The NOx and other things, when you are going behind the bus in a two-wheeler and all, the eyes are burning, then it is an indication that you are exposed to more levels of nitrogen oxide or oxides of nitrogen. Then you have odor nuisance, irritation of the respiratory tract, once again cough and other things will come. After all, my teacher used to tell that how this cancer, you can get these type of things, because most of these gases or particles or soil particles, whatever it is, they have to go through the trachea. And trachea, it can absorb these things. Then if there is chemical, it will absorb. Then go into the system. Then trigger the oncogenes. They will trigger the oncogenes. Then the cancer will start. Cancer is nothing but the unstoppable growth. One simple sentence is unstoppable growth of any tissue. So this unstoppable growth, how you are going to curtail? How you are going to take protection? Without your knowledge, you are going into a certain atmosphere where the things will go into your system. But if you can fight out, if you can have the immunity, definitely these things will not show up. Most of the time, the pesticides or most of these type of toxic substances are soluble in fat. They will be stored in the fat. So once you are doing more and more exercise, and once you accumulate the fat, almost these type of things will go and stay there. Then you do the exercises afterwards, you do the exercises to get rid of this fat, then these things will enter in higher concentrations, and at the ages of 50, 45, 50, you may start showing the signs of cancer. So you should get tested every time, and every 5 years at least. Normally 1 year or 2 years is tested, but at least minimum 5 years, you have to get your body totally tested whether these type of things are showing up in your body or not. Because body is the one which is dynamic in nature, which can take in whatever you are taking. Food, for instance, you are seeing so many types of food coming, junk foods or whatever you call, or the foods laden with carbon disulfide. Most of us, I know that when we travel in the trains, the person will be selling the grapes. Sir, sweet grapes. You eat one. Normally, as a human being, we take one and eat without thinking that we have to wash them, because most of them are sprayed with the pesticide. So normally you will lose these pesticides from the skin of any of this type of fruit by actually putting that in a salt water for minimum 5 to 10 minutes, so that it will relieve that particular. And I was just telling you that the Bhopal gas tragedy, I just diverted from that. Bhopal gas tragedy, had anyone put a wet towel on their face while breathing, they would have survived. Because most of the gases are soluble in water. As I told you, most of these type of gases are soluble and they are hydrophilic in nature. So if you have a wet towel, at least 50% of the gases, if they are leaked in your own vicinity, you can put a wet towel and breathe, so that it can reduce or it can be absorbed on the surface of that, and you will be getting the clean water. The simple, everybody would have been told, when a factory is being laid there or started there, they would have said that these are the precautions one has to take. But people have thronged there, went into buses, and once they are exposed to that gas, immediately the lungs have shrunk and they could not breathe. Asphyxiation, it's called asphyxiation. So they died instantaneously and more than irreparable. Most of the people who are pregnant and all, those even today, they're suffering. And you read in the papers that every 4th or 3rd December, they will be saying that even after 40 years or 35 years, we could not get even a compensation, and the compensation was not given by the government. So these are certain types of issues connected with the air pollution. So in our vicinity, please see that even as, public hearing is being done. Whenever EIA is done for a factory, public hearing is done. I know 90% of us, though we know, will not participate. We just know what is happening there, what are the types of chemicals they are producing. These things are actually explained in that public hearing. If you have some questions, you can ask. But on Sundays and some other working day, we are very busy. We will not attend those type of things. Next, please. Next. So short-term health effects, as I told you that, and chronic respiratory diseases and lung cancer will be the result of these things. Next. I think I will go to the Visakhapatnam example. These are certain things which you can understand. Everybody knows about it, but we don't pay attention to it. Where it is going? Anything that goes, that has to be settled in lungs only. They will not come out. Or they have to be absorbed. If it's chemicals, they will go into the blood circulatory system. Or exchange of gases only will take place from the lungs, not the particles. So please take care of this type of particles which will go into your lungs, which will settle down and cause the damage in the future years to come. Next. Yes, I think you can skip. Okay, next. These are all sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. These things you can actually browse and come to know about it. Ozone is another important aspect, which we have the depletion, where UV radiation, in 1986 itself, 1986 when I was in Canada for some reason, and they used to announce that please do not go from 12 to 2 outside. Don't expose yourself to the sun because UV radiation will be high at the time. Don't think that we don't have the UV radiation. We are measuring. I can show you the amount. But fear, because if I just tell that UV radiation is there in Vizag, then the collector will come and he says that arrest orders. He is creating some sort of problem. Even when we measure these things, when electronically we measure and say that this is the scientific evidence, and say, no, you are creating some sort of problem to me, and then law and order problem, and people you are just send those type of people to garrow me, so you are under arrest. Is that the way we have to tackle? Certain problems we have to speak truth. But when you speak truth, we will not be appreciated because there are certain other problems which are connected with it. Social problems. Yes, please. Next. Okay. Arsenic, lead poisoning. Lead poisoning earlier used to be there. Then arsenic is only through the water and also by using different types of chemicals, like white methyl isocyanate also is there, where arsenic will be there. So different systems, in the systems, you can see that lung, bladder, kidney, circulatory system, all these things will get affected. Yes, please. Next. Yeah, next. This you can just see. This is an example given, and you can see that the acid phosphatase, which helps in the digestion of the foreign substances, which is 11 times higher in the taxi drivers, whereas in the rural areas it is not there. So acid phosphatases were created in the lungs because of the exposure, continuous exposure of carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide being a taxi driver. Whereas you can see the other side, which is elastase, which is an enzyme that damages connective tissue, which is 12 times higher in the police and who are on the constable side, who are actually breathing in this type of gases. It's an evidence which is given. When you are saying now we are trying to protect those type of police and other types of people, vendors who are there, We cannot stop them because they have to sell for their eke their life, eke out their life. So somehow some sort of what you call protection systems are developed now. I think I should have shown you. I didn't bring. There's a small thing which has come out, which you just stick it to the nose, which can absorb these type of particles, which can eliminate. And your nose will not be natural, but it's a simple, small gadget which has come. So put it. You have to take care of ourselves. Yes, please. Next. Yes. So, sir, I'm sorry, because you should stop me if at all it is, I'm diagnosing. 5? 10 minutes. Okay, I'll show you my work there in Vizag, so you will appreciate that. So Mercury next, I think we'll skip. Okay, it only not only cause the damage to our tissues, but animals which are living with you and all these type of things. Then the animals, dogs and other things can have this type of dust on their, you take for dog to the, what you call, park or something like in the morning. Then your child will play with the dog. Where is the dust? Dust will be falling on that. And there are, contact, this called from animal to man, the disease transfer. So zooanthroponosis, it's called, zoo means animal, zooanthroponosis is human being. So this type of disease transfers are called zooanthroponosis. From man to animals, it is called anthropozoonosis. Reverse. Yes, please, next. So not only that, plants and other things, by observing your local plants, you can see whether there is pollution or not. Necrosis, then the chlorophyll will be decolorized. So there are several things. By doing that, you will be knowing, or leaf falling. Then you will say that the vicinity is high, so I will not move. I know many of us, even I take morning walk. We say that, okay, 5 o'clock, 5:30, I have to go and attend some meeting, so morning walk we go. But it is not good. In the sense that morning walk, because plants will be respiring and leaving carbon dioxide. Concentration of carbon dioxide will be around the plants. Unless until there is a sunlight or a day break, the gases cannot, disperse. So concentration will be there. If you are taking morning walk, sometimes you may get, asthmatic or some sort of irritation of the lungs or irritation of the throat. So please watch and go. Don't go early in the morning or during the winter, when there is a, inversion, phenomena called inversion. The concentration of pollutants will be there. So don't go in the morning, but take a walk in the evening, because whole daytime, the plants will be working on and oxygen will be released. Concentration of oxygen will be more in the evenings. Night, that's why your grandma or my grandma used to tell, don't go near the trees during the night. You may think that some creature may come but it's not it. It is because carbon dioxide levels which will increase during the night time. Next. I think I'll skip all those things. It will be available if you can go through. Only thing I will be removing is the last part. Yeah, you can go to that. Flash that, because I don't have the time. Okay, these are certain controlling systems. Most of you engineers may be knowing that some of these electrostatic precipitator is the most required thing in the dust producing thing, and bag filters and electrostatic precipitators, which work with the magnetic, and they will absorb this type of dust when they are positive or negative. Yes. Okay. This Visakhapatnam, because it's going to be a smart city, they said, okay, what is the level? And eco-sensitive zones. I started this particular work having a project from the HPCL. They gave me 1.2 crores because they only believe that I will be working. When we approach some of the industries, they will say that 101 questions. Sir, audit objection aayega. Hum kya karenge? When you do it, I'm just telling you, don't take it in a very optimistically. I'm just telling you that you give money to the project. Only yesterday we were attending the industry university interactions. Nobody gives money to the universities. Whereas in other countries, if you have a problem, for instance, dust is raising, what one has to do? Okay, we are watering and it is not being suppressed. So solutions will be given, provided you have an interaction with the university professors or industry. When you come together, talk together, and tell your problems, definitely we will be able to solve. May not be 100%, but at least 30 to 40% of it we will be able to understand and solve. You can take it forward. So further reduction can be taken up. So one small smart city, when they wanted to do that, then I wanted to do the type of pollutants that are coming, where to go, and whether this information can be put in the domain, public domain, so that they can protect themselves. Once I carried some study on the theaters and the noise pollution. I think I have several sites, but the noise pollution is, as I told you, is a silent killer. And in one of those theaters, they have established the Dolby stereo system. Dolby stereo system. And I measured from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock continuously. Of course, I was not allowed to take the instrument. Then I had to request some officer to permit me, all these type of things. Okay, when I measured, the decibels were never below the standards. 72 decibels for 8 hours is the limit. And they are more than 80, 90 decibels. At the end of the movie, it is 92 decibels. Because the climax will be there. So a lot of fighting and other things, music will be there. 92 decibels exposure. And you see how you will be feeling once you come out of the theater. You may think that the heroine is not good or hero is not good, but you will never think that the sound is the causative thing for your headache. Next. Okay. See, this is Visakhapatnam, where we have the coastal, we have the, you can see the, hills and other things. It's a bowl area. And industries are situated here on the southwestern side. 90% or 9 months, it is from southwest to northeast. Next, show me. Next, okay. Sorry. So we have measured using different areas, different industries, different dates, different times, different types of parameters. Okay, next. You can see, then when we run the model, one particular industry, and the spread of the pollutants were towards the residential areas, and some of it towards the southern side. Time is another important thing. Next. Yeah. And apportionation. Various areas we have taken. Gopalapatnam, NAD, Hanumantavaka, and we have listed the industries, and we have seen how much of concentration is in each area. How much each industry is contributing. Port, for instance, you can see most of the areas, high level of dust pollution is there. When we speak to that, Krishna Babu is the chairman, he says, no, why? My port is doing very well. If you are putting this, I am going to complain to the collector, because he is a senior AS officer. So, I am not taking the names, but please, this is between you and me. But thing is, when we are proving it, people will not believe it. Or the administrators will never believe it. Am I right, sir? Then you can see that various industries, I don't say any other industries, VSP Visakhapatnam steel plant is 25 kilometers, 35 kilometers away. But still, some of the areas are being affected with little concentration. Next. Yeah. And you can see what are the different types of decibels which are there. Okay. You can talk about only air pollution, but through the air also we have the noise levels that will come out in the form of waves. And why we'll get with vertigo? Vertigo, that means reeling sensation. Because the waves will go through your ears, they will tap the eardrum, then they move the incus malleus and stapes, 3 bones. All these things are mechanical. And then it will be changed to chemical. When it goes to the ampulla is the ear ampulla, in that hair will be there. Ampullal hair will be beating as per the sound noise levels, and chemicals are secreted. From there, auditory nerve will take that particular signal to the brain. Brain will decipher. See, when I am talking, how much time within even seconds you are able to understand. If you don't understand, it will get bored, right? So noise will go, but it will beat that and beat the bones. Once they beat the bones with faster, that higher decibel levels, more than 80 or 90 decibels. Sometimes in the music, some of the pubs, also high music will be there. Did you go to pub anytime? No. So high music decibels will be there. And, they will get, some sort of josh for some time, but later on, they will be behaving very erratically because of the psychological disturbances. Next, please. So this is the instrument which I procured from Italy. This can be, with battery it can be operated, it can be taken even to the forest by towing. Yes, next. And these are the things which are going to come in future. For air pollution treatment, there are, botanics, solar botanics. These are called solar botanics. They function with the solar energy. They will be having the pores so that air will pass through, the energy will be trapped. Then the solar panels will be there. The leaves are nothing but the piezovoltaic type of electronic is this thing, which can absorb the sunlight, which will give the energy. These are going to come on the highways. Already UK has spent some 600 billion pounds for developing, and they are going to send us, we are going to buy them. Next. Okay, energy harvesting trees are going to be, then, next. Solar botanics. Yeah, next, I think. Now another technology has come to clean the coals. Now RCAL, rain calcining, all these type of industries are coming, where they burn this coal, half burn, so that the gases will be released and the coal will be good in the high, concentration of energy will be there, and they will sell it to the, to the other industries. And this RCAL also is there in Vizag. So imagine how much of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide will be released, or sulfur dioxide or nitrogen oxides will be released when they are half burned in that particular area. Thousands and thousands of tons are being burned there. And once one chlorofluorocarbon transfer system was proposed in Vizag, I said, no, I will not allow SEZ. Because they want to bring it to Vizag in bulk, they want to transfer it into cylinders, then send it to Sri Lanka. Just imagine, that means once the chlorofluorocarbons come, you have your global warming, and as you say, GHG gas, this is one of the GHG gas, that is greenhouse gases, so it is going to spoil that environment. I did not allow, but somehow they did not also think further, and they took it to Sri Lanka. So next, carbon dioxide trapping system, capture system is there. Next. Yeah. Finally, we have one thing which Indira Gandhi has done, told in 1984. On World Environment Day, we in India, in partnership with all over the world, must rededicate ourselves to the protection and wise management of our life-sustaining environment. Just see, 1984, already 25, 35 years have passed, but how much we have achieved? No. Next one is exploit the natural resources for your need, but not for your greed. Mahatma Gandhiji told that whatever you require, you just take it, but don't take it with your greed. Next. Yeah, thank you very much for giving us all. Any questions, please? Anybody, of course, tired? You are ready to go, 125. Any questions? You want to?
One question is, actually, the government should be very proactive in protecting the environment, but there are many cases where the government itself starts the projects.
Who is government, sir? Government is we.
See, for example, in Hyderabad there is an example. There is a highway, lot of trees had to be cut there. So there was a lot of public outburst. Only after the public outburst, the things will change and it will start.
That's what I say. Public. That's why we have to react. Don't think that we are government servants and we should not do. I was also a government servant, being in a university. But still, we used to tell that we used to fight with the collector. We used to fight with all the people. But
thing is, they will mark us like that. He's an environmentalist. He says, sometimes environmentalists are called mentalists. Mentalists, you are a mentalist. Why you are talking about all these things?
What about the government did not propose such projects there, sir? Why propose and wait for the outburst?
Yes, that's what I mean. Right? That is what I am also telling that. Let us plug that to the bud level itself.
Thank you, sir. Such an elaborative lecture, and please take your seat, sir. Also alarming us with the environmental pollution hazards. Let us have a now. It's the time for the prize distribution. Environment Department has conducted a few competitions. There are for essay writing competition, role of government and citizens in combating air pollution. Now I request B. Sahu Saab to present the awards to winners. For first prize, essay writing, Ghanashyam Day. Ghanashyam Day, first prize. Second prize goes to M.K. Baggaji. Baggaji, please come over. Third prize goes to Srimati C. Lavanya. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now I request, C. Lavanya ji, third prize के लिए. Thank you, sir. Now I request Sumit Dev sir to give presentation awards to elocution competition, winners of the elocution competition. There are various topics: impact of air pollution and mitigation measures, ozone layer depletion causes and remedial measures, greenhouse gases emissions, global warming and climate changes. These are the topics given to the competitors. Now the first prize goes to B.P. Diveji, Joint Secretary, Joint Company Secretary. And the second prize goes to Sri M.K. Baggaji, again. Third prize goes to Srimati Pallavi Dange. Baggaji are second prize, and the third prize goes to Pallavi Dange. Thank you, sir. That's all. Now I request Sri B. Sahu Saab as a token of memory from our NMDC, a small memento to our chief guest. That is another. They might have kept it in the department. Okay, in the department, our Sahu Saab will present. Sir, it's there in the department. Sorry for the inconvenience. There is small announcement. This time the plants will be distributed at your departments itself. The environment department officials will come to your department, to each and everyone, and they will distribute. You need not go to the down. In the second half, from officials from environment department, they will come to you personally and they will give the plants. And we have one Pragati consultants who are working for us for NMDC. They have some monitoring systems. You can go, while going, you can observe. Now this is the time for vote of thanks. I request Mr. N.S.S. Shekhar to present vote of thanks.
My sincere thanks and gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Professor S. Ramakrishna Rao sir, former Vice Chancellor and member Expert Appraisal Committee, MOFCC. Sir, in spite of your busy schedule, to spare your valuable time for us and grace this occasion, sir. And your lecture is also very good, sir, and it is really helpful to protect our human body as well as to protect the mother nature. And my sincere thanks to the executive directors present on the dais, Sri Sumuddev sir, ED personnel, Sri B. Sahu sir, ED PC sir, very thankful for support to organize this program. And I thank Sri Jayapal Reddy sir to give the guidance to organize this event. I thank all HODs to support directly and indirectly to organize this event. I thank each and everyone to being part of this World Environment Day function. Thank you very much. Thanks one and all.